Hello my loves, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Seema. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Subscribe for more amazing videos just like this one. It's about to be lit. I was on the phone with a client the other day and we were talking about how they wanted to move forward in their business, their strengths, their weaknesses, what they wanted to do in this next year, and what resources they still needed. And we were discussing how they could potentially move forward with the amount of capital that they had currently. And they were drawing to my attention how they didn't feel that they could still do what was within their ability. And I was like, why? And they're like, well, because in the past I had this situation happen when I attempted to do this thing, and I had a fallout with my business partner and I wasn't able to make this project happen. And I also am lacking capital, right? So what they were doing, I realized what they were doing is giving me all of the reasons as to why they couldn't do something, right? Instead of looking at their strengths, instead of looking at what they already had. So this is like a big issue that everybody faces, not just in business, but in life. Because if you think that you cannot do something or make something happen, or if you're just looking at what you don't have instead of what you do have, what happens is you are creating negative ROI for yourself before you even start to take action, right? So you're already mentally actually taking action, just in a negative way. So you are creating more entropy for yourself. And you guys have to understand that everything is energy. Everything is energy in your personal relationships, in your business relations. Everything falls under the category of energy. What kind of energy are you holding? What is your vibration? That is why we say that, attention is currency. Attention is money. Literally. Why? Because attention is energy and money is energy. So wherever you focus your attention on whatever idea you have about yourself and the world around you, right? Whatever vibrational frequency that idea is going to manifest in your reality. It's just obvious, right? This is the mirror principle. This is your law of attraction. This is like your law of assumption. It's the same thing. Everything is energy. Everything is frequency. And when you understand this, you don't waste time. You don't waste energy. You don't waste your vibrational frequency on thoughts that are of a lower nature, of a lower vibrational state, right? And take it from me, like, I've been through enough depression and negative scintillating, both in my life and in business, to understand that it's up to us. It's always up to us. You can choose to live in your past. You can choose to live in pain. You can choose to live thinking about what didn't work out. Or you can be imaginative. You can be a little bit delulu. You can be a little bit excited about possibility and watch how that solidifies in your reality as experience. So this is important. So I was talking with her and I was like, okay, this is what you can do. I was trying to give her the kind of like opening towards different possibilities of like what could happen. I was being imaginative with her. We were going over scenarios of what could happen. And as soon as I started, giving her scenarios of like what was possible and hyping her up in that way and, shifting her energy from one of lack to one of gain and gratitude, what happened was phenomenal. She was able to come up with her own idea of what was possible. She wrote it down and she's currently taking action on it. And she's giving me updates because I asked her for updates. So this is something that we all can do. It just takes a little bit of mental discipline. It takes a little bit of focus to get yourself from the bottom, right? Wherever that may be, because when we hit rock bottom, we have nowhere to go but up. It's a very stable place to be. We may not think that struggling is stable, but it is. We may not think that depression is a stable place to be, but it's very stable because it is a place of reflection. It is a place of self-actualization. It's a place of you understanding where you are. It's honesty. You got to be very honest with yourself about where you are in your journey, instead of wanting results from a place of delusion, or like not understanding where you are currently, or like what she was doing, looking only at what she didn't have. That's delusion, and not in the positive sense. We have delulu, and then when we have delusion, you want to be delulu. You want to be excited, imaginative about your reality, right? So you don't want to be delusional, which is what she was doing when she was saying that she had nothing to start with. She had no mentorship other than myself. She had no help. She was saying she had no capital. I was like, great, like you have nothing. Why are you on the phone call with me? You don't have anything to provide, even this conversation. You know what I mean? So you do have everything though. Like, if you don't have capital, you have your time, you have yourself, you have your energy. Capital is not everything, because it's not humanness, it's not character, it's not personality, it's not timeliness, it's not, like, capital is a very small fraction of business and of life. Because you actually generate capital with your energy, focus, attention, time, the work that you put in, your dedication, your discipline, your personal character, your personality, your ability to network and make friends and business contacts, your ability to be a mentee and a mentor. Like, all of these things have nothing to do with capital. They don't have anything to do with capital. They generate capital. So you can generate capital just based off of who you are. This is what business is. Every single premise of business. It doesn't matter what kind of business you're in. E-com, the buying and selling of different goods and or services, being a service provider. Like, it does, even being an employee. It doesn't matter what field you're in, as long as you have yourself, and as long as you realize and understand that you have yourself, right? And you have your mind, which is your biggest asset, you're good to go. You can start anything from anything, okay? You can start any venture from anything that you already are right now. And you know, a lot of people, they compare themselves to others, or they look at where they want to be in 10 years, or they get upset at what they don't have, like she was, you know. And I understand this very well. But again, why create negative ROI for yourself? Why do this? How can you manage people? How can you manage teams? How can you manage anything if you cannot manage yourself? How can you manage a business flow or different systems in which you may not even have other employees, right? If you can't manage yourself, you have to be able to manage yourself, your moods, your thoughts, your negative thoughts, your, you know, your idea about yourself in the world, the way that you interact with the world and people and society, and like how negative or positive you are in general, right? How you see opportunity where others may see lack, right? This is all up to you. We are inventors, creators of our life. Like, we're not just here living life and life is happening to us. That's not what we're doing. We are creating all of the time. We are creating life all of the time, you know? And maybe people just don't know this. Maybe people just have not realized this yet. But I'm here to tell you that that's what's going on. And I have seen it to be true as a creator of my own reality, both in the negative sense and in the positive sense. I have created chaos for myself, and I have also created gain for myself, right? So I know this to be true. Why? Because I pay attention. I study myself and my life. All you have to do is just study yourself, your life, your mind. What inputs are there? How is that translating out into your everyday reality, right? What actions are you doing? And don't cheat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. There's nobody that is going to keep you accountable. It's up to you to keep yourself accountable. Who's going to, you know, come into your mind and sit there and be like, hey fam, why'd you do this today? You know what I mean? Like, you know, that was wrong for you. You know, that was bad for you. Why did you do this today? No one's going to do that for you. You are your own business owner. Do you understand? God is your boss. So don't cheat yourself. And don't cheat God. And both of you guys are, you know, you both want the best for yourself. Both of you guys live in harmony with each other. So understand this. Understand that God is on your side. So please, can you also be on your own side? Right? Can you not waste your time here in this precious reality that we live in? Life is such a gift. Life is so precious. You can create anything you want here. Like, people don't realize that because maybe they've had a hard life or hard experiences. And I understand that, guys. Like, towards the end of 2024, I got so depressed because of something that happened. And you would have never guessed it, because I was turning out content normally. I was working hard. I was in communication with people. I kept it up because it was the only thing saving my life. I was so depressed. All I wanted to do was just, and this has never really happened to me before. I've suffered with depression and whatnot before, but what happened was quite drastic and irreversible. So all I wanted to do was just, you know, like, just stare at a wall and dissociate and like crash out, you know. But I couldn't do it because I have to manage myself. I have to manage people. I have to keep working. I have to keep creating content. I have to be imaginative and creative. And I had to. So what I did, let me tell you what I did. I took every opportunity that I could to feel better. If it meant spending money, I did it. If it meant eating what I wanted, I did it. If it meant working out, even irregularly, I did it, right? Because I just needed to feel better. My focus was on feeling better because I was on such a rock bottom, right? I was on such a place of rock bottom that, like, I just needed to to do anything that I could to get myself up and kicking again, you know. And so I never stayed down. I don't think there was a day in which I, you know, didn't try, you know, and strive and like keep. Actually, it like made me go harder. Like it made me go harder in my content. It made me go harder in just like my everyday endeavors, my projects even. I made more money towards the end of 2024 than I did in the entire year. So do you guys understand? So I took that pain and I turned it into something that was helpful for me, useful for me. And it wasn't like something that I intended to do, but that was the only way that I could feel better, was to focus on my business and to pour into my business and to even expand it, you know. So, and to focus on myself ultimately. I've said this before, I'll say it again. We are walking empires. We are walking businesses. We have multiple businesses within us. We don't just have one, we don't just have two. We have many, many different revolutionary ideas and parts of ourselves and sides of ourselves that we can create into businesses that serve people in different ways. Business is about service. Business is not about revenue. Business is not about income. And when you start thinking that way, you think from a very limited perspective. Instead of thinking of what you can give, if you start thinking about the money that you can make, right? This is like really wrong. I'll tell you why. It's limiting your ability to produce in any way, because now you've attached a dollar amount, right? A literal numerical amount onto your machine. So what happens is that instead of actually like pouring the necessary fuel into the machine to get it to run and closing your eyes to the amount of revenue that you bring in, except to obviously look at analytics and look at, you know, what's working, right? But if you focus on like the revenue, you're limiting yourself and your business, which is a machine. So, you know, if you just close your eyes to the amount of revenue that comes in, and if you focus on your inputs into the machine, if you focus on your inputs into your various systems, and if you allow for them to work in harmony with one another, what happens is that you've done a really great thing. In fact, I'd actually recommend people to hire like business mentors and coaches, or even just accountability coaches, to watch their revenue for them, to watch their analytics for them, and to just give them reports on what's working and what's not working, but keep the revenue, like numerical value, out of the equation, so that you as a business owner can just focus, you as an executive can just focus on your inputs, focus on what is working. Because then you won't have anything to do with the numerical value that is the revenue per month, or even, you know, however you measure your revenue. So that's what I'd recommend. And I'd actually recommend it to be, yes, like probably like weekly, bi-weekly or monthly reports that come in, just because, you know, you don't want to analyze things based off of quarters. I hope you guys are like always kind of keeping up with the way your business is running, and I hope you guys are always paying attention to what is working and what isn't working on like a weekly basis, right? Because you don't want to wait the entire quarter to like see what worked or not. You're just, why are you causing yourself delay? You know what I mean? So that's my advice, and that's what I practice as well. So every single person is a myriad of empires, is like a conglomerate, literally, of empires. And people are their businesses. People are more than their businesses. They are the creators of, you know, just the way commerce runs throughout the world, the way people connect throughout the world. We have a great opportunity. Like, you and I being alive at this current day and age have just stumbled across like a lottery, literally, which is the internet, which is building systems and businesses on the internet, which is digital business. We are sitting at an opportune time, because it has never been easier for one to build a family, to provide for their kids, right? To homeschool their kids. Like, this is like, I mean, we're so lucky. Like, we've been like born in like the right time, because there's never been an easier time to like get things done. We can create passive income systems for ourselves. We can create purpose for ourselves. We can create purpose for our children. Like, we can create organic, sustainable businesses and livelihoods, and they can go together, and we can be moving, walking examples for other people. We can be an example of God. We can be, you know, living out our purpose every day, you know, through content creation and through business creation, and through literally becoming just quite literally the best version of ourselves. And everybody says this, right? Become the best version of yourself. What does it mean? It means you are living the way God has intended for you to live. You are sitting with him, following his instructions, and acting accordingly. And you do this all the time, both in word and thought and in deed. And you don't slack. You don't slack. You expect excellence from yourself, spiritual excellence from yourself, which will translate into every single other operation in your life. Become a person of excellence. Become a person of your word. Become a person of integrity. It costs zero, right? It costs zero to also invest your time, effort, and attention into the development of yourself throughout all of your talents and skills and abilities. You can do anything that you want to do. You can become as talented as you want to become in any field. You can develop your mind, and you can develop as many skill sets as you want. The mind is infinite in terms of its threshold to hold information and to hold talent and to hold skill. So let this be your wake-up call that you are in charge of your life. No one is going to come into your body and remove depression from you. No one is going to come into your mind and remove trauma from you. No one is going to come and hold your hand and help you through things, because then you won't be able to develop into the fullest potential that you possibly could develop into. And sometimes God will bring us difficulty because he wants us to grow and develop into somebody that is so spiritually built. He wants us to become units of change for ourselves and for the world. He wants us to birth beautiful creations out into the world, beautiful projects, beautiful businesses, beautiful connections, beautiful networks, beautiful families, beautiful, sentiments of love and friendship and giving, right? And no one again can come into your body and build character for you. Like, nobody can come into your body and help you through hard times, hard nights, long nights, or just different things that we all face as human beings. I've had to learn many somatic healing techniques in order to get me through some rough times. And you want to know what? These are skill sets that I have for life. These are skill sets I can teach to people. These are skill sets I can teach to my kids eventually. These are skill sets that I can put into my business and give to people as formats of education. So tough times build strong people, and they build people with heart. And to have heart in this world that we live in is really rare, because, to be quite honest, everybody on social media is concerned with flexing and and I understand it. I actually understand it fully, and I'm appreciative for it, because it allows for people to market their business in a way that is strategic and in a way that is repeatable, and in a way that is fundamentally positive for the business. So I appreciate flex culture just a little bit, right? When it's used in good faith, and when it's used for the business. This is why your business framework should be fundamentally honest. This is why your business itself should be purpose driven, so that all the marketing that you do is not for nothing. You're not linking people back to garbage, right? Linking people back to your purpose for being alive. You're linking people back to your everyday motivation, what you have learned in your life that now you can give to people. That is what you are linking people back to. So I applaud marketing, and I applaud marketing in all of its forms. However, I will still say that social media is full of people that eventually become what they do, which is a little bit harmful if what they do is harmful to themselves or others, right? So if you are becoming somebody that is inherently greedy as you amass more and more revenue, you're just really cheating yourself. You're not really happy, And so happiness is the goal in business and in life. Happiness, giving to others, receiving in the same way, and overall community and family, and soul family as well. These are these are the most important parts of life. Like, when you die, your net worth is not going to come with you. It's going to go to your children, provided they have the mental capacity to handle it. And, that's a whole other story. But that's why legacy business is possible with the internet age. And this is what we should all be striving for individually, because it'll take care of your current situation. It'll take care of your time freedom. It'll take care of your ability to actually propagate your lineage in a way that is like best, in a way that is like most beneficial. I hope this makes sense. And I'm thinking very long term. And if you are a business owner, you have to think long term, because businesses ultimately are for life, you know, and we want to scale it for life and pass it on. Like, this is why, you know, like selling your business may not always have to be an option. You know, an option can be to grow it to the moon and scale it accordingly. So this is just my 2 cents. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If it was packed full of value for you, share it with your friends and family. Comment down below. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.